vote.
Tell me when. Is it when?
Yes,
All
here we
right.
go.
Thanks, Alice. All right, hi, welcome to Facebook Live and Instagram Live. I'm Marnie Nir, expert coach at Handel Group, and this is, yes, my sister, Lauren Zander, co-founder and chairwoman of Handel Group. We're back. I really do think we were just here. So today's topic, Lauren, is it's a free-for-all. It really was Ask the Sisters Anything, and it could be personal as well. Right, so if you send your questions in and I ask one of yours, remember you'll get $50 off of a private coaching
Send
session.
good questions. Come on.
Really, this is your opportunity to go
Ask them
dirty.
live.
Right?
Ask them live. Ask them live.
Ask anything. You can ask us anything.
Come on.
Yeah, and
Scare us.
Yes.
Make us answer anything.
It's true. And include me so I don't get sad that you just asked Lauren
Oh,
shit.
don't just ask her. Say sister.
Sister is my middle Marnie trait. It'll come right out. What about me? All right, you ready? Okay, cute. All right. This is for Laura. Who are your favorite people to coach in New York, and who are your favorite people to hire, and why?
Wow.
Yeah.
Who are my favorite people to coach in New York?
Yeah.
So tonight I'm going in, so Mark Hyman, you may know him, Mark Hyman's wife Mia is leading this. She's committed to being a comedian, but like a conscious comedian. And I'm going to her event. I'm coming. She's coming. I barely remember that. But nonetheless, and then I'm going out to dinner after with Bentley. And Bentley is my first corporate client ever from, like 12 years ago, right? And so I would say that I have a profound love for people who believed in me when I had no proof of concept, right? Like, so the people who, I have a client, Nathan, who hired me when I was 29, and I saw him 2 weeks ago. So I would say my original saw me, loved me, and that I still have to actually fucking rock them and come up, like, you're like, I'm coming up with new content to keep the people that believed in me 100 years ago still wildly like, wow. So it keeps me gaming. So I would say my oldest clients still are my favorite loves because of that.
Yeah. Aww.
Isn't that
so
cute? And they stayed with me and I stayed with them. And there's, so Elena Brower has been around forever with me. And like, so there's people that are my old timers that saw me that I thought it was a very big deal. Jeff Burrows, right? Like 10 years ago.
Family.
Right, so I have my oldies that keep me inventing new. That's that answer. What was the other one? Who do I employ? Hiring.
Yeah.
Hiring really is, I love a not psycho crazy,
Keep going.
a psycho overachiever. Like nothing's like must suck the life out of life, right? Like the crazy up at 6, going to spin, right? Like the crazy overachiever who really wants to stay home, right? And work and needs a promise not to work.
You haven't got
Right? Like the girl who needs and she tends to be a girl. I don't care what age she is, right? She could be any age, but she is in love with life and in love with humanity and really dying for that change is possible. And like proof of herself, so a crazy prover who works like a crazy person, loves life, loves to talk.
Yeah.
And, in different forms, right? So then there's your version in a Lori Gerber, there's your version in a Marnie, there's your version in a Hildy, there's your version in, all of the people who coach in Handel are from all over the country. So they're very different looks and histories, but are they like, like, do they have that up at 6 a.m. ready to roll?
It's true.
Isn't that it?
It really is true. There are not many lazy of us.
No.
Like that would be the trait.
Yeah, and they all have side hustles they're in love with. So Marnie's really writing her Broadway show. Linda's making art. Alice is doing her Alexander technique, like every single one of them. And then they're happy to be working and doing more. They're overachievers who have lots of game. And we all are into each other's games. So Sally really is singing.
Opera.
And like everyone's doing more, not less, and it's very creative.
It's true.
I would say I'm blown away by artists too. And we're all a little artsy, fartsy weirdos.
Yeah, it's true. That. And we have a couple of men, a few good men.
And then there
We'd
are
love
always
more.
a few good men. More good men that like a bunch of hens
It's true that don't
that squawk a bunch.
ideally have sisters at home and know how to speak.
Listen and then boss
Yeah.
well.
All right, cute. All right, here I have another funny question. Here, when I read this question this morning, I was like, should I ask her? I like pulled a sister. So this was the good news about this question when I pulled a sister and talked to myself is I knew she'd be an, of course, yes, ask it to me. So here it is. Lauren, why do you still smoke?
Oh.
And don't say because you love it. What's another reason? Smiley face.
First of all, this is actually my favorite truth for a few reasons. One, I do not think that humans are supposed to be perfect or good or only eat good, drink good, don't party. I am not trying to make it with society, with you, with anyone. I'm trying to make it with myself and the people I love, my husband, my children. And I teach integration of dark and light. Okay? And so, first of all, there is no question cigarettes are disgusting. Period. Then again, that third drink people have, I think qualifies too as a little gross and unnecessary and overdosing on sugar and a little bit of a high. I think a lot of things are gross. But I think that what I teach is if you can tell the truth, own it, and everyone loves you, or makes their choices with you, right? That's the method. The method is don't lie. The method is be true to yourself. The method is do I respect myself with the few cigarettes I get to have every year? And the answer is yes. I'm very proud of my smoking habit because it doesn't run me. Okay, that's a lie. It's like, if you ask me my drug habit, right? And my extracurricular drug habit and how much I do what I'm not going to explain, right? But I would tell anyone if we were talking, again, I think it's what I would call as a Jew kosher. I do the amount that is too much, which I can respect. And yes, I can look my 16-year-old in the eye and I can tell her what I do. And my husband's like, yes, that's what we do and that's what mommy does. And one day you'll do what you choose to do. So I respect myself and I'm not trying to be your version of perfect or goody two-shoes. I'm bad. But, my 13 days of cigarettes a year out of 365, do I think that's actually bad, or do I think I'm still going to live to 105, which is my dream, and get a few cigarettes out? The answer is yes. And please be clear, I am not smoking a cigarette. I am a spliffer. Don't send the police, right? So I'm not a liar, right? I want to tell everybody the truth, and I want to fly my freak flags, and I'm not telling you to do me. I'm telling you to do you as free as I do me. That's the bar.
Yeah.
Not that.
Yeah. Well, the key Lauren always says is as long as you could tell it, right? If it's something you hide, then that's when you have to go deal with it, right? So it has you versus you have it. And I think we do so much shitting on ourselves or shitting on ourselves alone, right? So to just own your dark side and be able to have your leash on it and the right length is what makes it fun to be us.
It's so I have a client who drinks, loves to drink. When we were talking about and what we figured out was the amount of anxiety and drinking and sleeping. We figured out the drinking was causing a problem, and he wanted to sleep, and he wanted and so by the time we were done, we figured out, we literally tested how many drinks was too many. So and then we narrowed it down. Ready, guys? You're gonna scream. Most people people should scream. But he gets 5 drinks a night on the weekends, on a Friday night and Saturday night. And then during the week, he got it down to 1, because he really has a commitment to his body. Like, so we re-tallied everything so he was proud of himself. And there was only one person who had to buy in that agreed. And it was his wife. And they were like, woohoo! And we closed the deal, and he's been happy ever since. Now, so there really is who's your witness and who do you need to make it with, and be proud of yourself. But it's not about being goody two-shoes.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. I like my wine. I use it as a dangle for a lot of things. Got to be happy, all that stuff before I get it. But I definitely noticed that when I went to the doctor, and the doctor would go like, how much do you drink a night? And I would take my like 1.5, 2, and lie and say 1. That was a problem. I have my own problem that I lie to a doctor about it. So then I made my promise of 1 a night, period. So, because I could look at my doctor in the eye and deal with myself. So I really do measure it. I really do break it up. It's really kind of pathetic, but I'll break it up into, anyone has seen me at my house, into 4 quarters. And after 5 o'clock, I play with my 1, and I really enjoy it. And then it makes the weekend a bigger party than my during the week. So I just had to put a leash on my love of sugar at night.
Yeah, I don't even know that.
Yeah, quarters.
That's so cute.
It's quarters, because I just didn't want to lie, and I knew I wanted fucking more. So she needed a leash, that chick. She did. All righty, next question. All right, this one I'm curious how we're going to answer this one. How can you best use inner you and maybe it's you together? So the book and our online coaching course.
I mean, I think inner you is much more comprehensive, nails it short, like it's an entirely different system of the same content. Tell you, and it's deeper and I don't think it's better than the book. I think if you love a good book and you want to read a book, that's wonderful. And the storytelling in that book, and it's like, it's fun to read a book and to get my stories. So if you want to hear more about me and then my clients, and like a much more, like, you could say, romantic beating, like it's romantic, but it's a beating.
Yeah.
Okay. Where inner you is a funny, more of a schooling together with other people, and listen and do the work. It's way more educational and entertaining, and the concepts are clearer because I'm talking them, and I'm a funny storyteller, and I'm nailing it. So I just think they're totally different, but you wouldn't mind doing both. You wouldn't go one like was so boring in comparison to the other, or one was better. Like, I think you could do them both, and they're different. They're like, how do you like your vanilla, right? Do you like it the flavor vanilla, right? Like, if you love it, it could be one's a, I don't want to say cupcake, and one's an ice cream, but it's pretty much cupcake and ice cream. They're different, but they really it tastes good, different. Texture. It's the texture I'm going for.
Yeah.
That was a little lame. Work it out.
It's like whether you're a paper person, right? Like, it all depends. I've gotten much better at listening and being able to coach just through listening, versus I used to be such a reader and need to really read your homework to hear what's going on. I've shifted, and I could do both now. So it's whether you're that, even though inner you does give you all the homework in writing, so you have the opportunity for both. If you're a visual person, inner you is gorgeous and pretty colors and interactive that way, versus a black and white book. Could you play together? Sure. Could you listen to it? Could you want it in front of your face, like the whole thing that Lauren just said, the whole method, in front of your face with 4 written examples after, instead of 1 audio? Sure. So that's how you could play with them together, as you kind of just watch the movie and have the script over here, ish. Yeah. It's not the same script, but it just gives you a chance to go read 4 different takes of clients.
One's much cheaper.
And one's
a bargain. One's $20.
One,
Oh, it's not even.
It's probably less
12.
now. It's
12
probably
with shipping and handling.
It's pretty.
With click. right? So
That's true.
one's really not community building, big life,
Right.
like one's really much less.
Yeah. But together they would be kind of cute.
What else you got?
What else? All right, next. All right, here's kind of a coaching one.
Okay.
How would you start on things you want in life without self-sabotaging yourself?
Well, the concept self-sabotaging yourself is an inner dialogue, like, oh my God, self-sabotaging myself is like, I wonder what you're saying to yourself that has you not do something or stay doing something. So that, when in Inner You, we make you trail your traits or your inner dialogue so that you really hear it, so that you can stop it. And you're like, well, what is that for? That's for every area of your freaking life, right? Like there is no if you're not in love in an area of your life, you have a negative inner dialogue that's ruling that area. And you need to learn how to break into your own inner dialogue and stop it. So it's doing it everywhere, and then it's not doing it in places it's not doing it because you have a great inner dialogue when it comes to your children or when it comes to your body. So it's a bigger issue. Self-sabotage is an inner dialogue. It's a trait because you're like, I do this to myself, which means I hide, I shut down, like it has a way you operate. So you have to figure out how you operate. You have to hear the inner dialogue, and then you have to literally take on changing your inner dialogue, which is exactly what we're doing in the method. And you actually need to do that work. You can't want to learn guitar and not practice. This is a muscle. This is real. This is learning a skill and breaking into your inner dialogue. You need that. Self-sabotage is like, yes, I self-sabotage and everyone has that. It's a human condition. That's like not even interesting. It's called a chicken and a brat, right? And it has a weather report, right? The weather report's on you. The chicken or the brat is stopping you from doing shit. This language that I'm saying right now needs to become your own, like, duh. And then it makes you make promises and put in some consequences so that you take all those actions that you're self-sabotaging yourself never to promise, right? Boom, 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 boom. I need to go. I get up in the morning, the alarm goes off, I get dressed, I go to spin, I'm so proud of myself. Like, do you understand? It's like step, 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 step. You don't know these steps. It's step, 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 step. It works, right? Go practice. Go learn it. Go rock yourself. The very thing you're talking about is exactly what you're here to stop.
It's true, right?
Listen to her.
Listen to her. Look, and you'll learn this in an interview or getting coaching from us, or the way Lauren just had you name it, right, and have a little, if you call it chicken brat weather reporter, you could start having a sense of humor about it, because what you miss in the human condition of calling it self-sabotage is it sounds sad and true, and poor me, I self-sabotage, and everyone would shake their heads.
I self-sabotage when I watch Netflix.
And they feel so bad for you, right? And you feel bad for you because I
think there's potato chips in self-sabotage.
There it is. There's cookies. Like we always joke. Like there is never fucking celery.
I don't think you tell your boss what you really want in self-sabotage.
Yeah. So you just don't get the cute and twisted dark side of a human being when we get to name it: depression, anxiety, self-sabotage, introvert. Like the minute we label ourselves with that stuff, you don't get to see the permission slip it writes you for not having your dream and doing actually what you said and going to spin, right? So you're self-sabotaging, you could feel really bad for yourself and the human condition, but still not go to the gym. So that's all.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on,
Got a
girl.
live question.
Ooh.
Need some advice about Inner You. She
Yeah.
says, I'm interested in Inner You, but know I need accountability on doing the homework. I've been avoiding doing this kind of work most of my life. Would going the coaching route be better?
Here's what I would do, okay? So I am starting in June. I'm starting a master class, right? I'm Inner You's brand new. Anyone who registers today before June 1st, I'm doing a 6-month course. Once a month meeting you. I'm reading your homework, cutie pie, right? Want to make a promise to me? Want to bet I'll get a promise out of you? I'm sure, like, come do it. right? So one is come do it, come get a buddy, come sign up for that group. It's your cheapest way in to break through on the very thing you want to break through in, okay? So, and then I'm literally going to I'm reading people's homeworks. I'm starting a master class. Everyone who gets in before June 1st is in it. Come in and please, let's figure this thing out with you. I think that's it. And then the other thing I tell you to do in Inner You is there's two ways to do Inner You, which is one is stop being a jerk about being a jerk and just promise to listen to it. Like, please, I promise it will change your life. I've already done this test of not doing the homework and actually going through the sessions and seeing how it 100% changes your life. But if this person did all the homework and I didn't do any of the homework, hers is 200%. Yours is 100 from you. So it's even a fun result to go, I'm not doing the homework, I'm just gonna listen, and then you can do a test on evolving. And guess what'll happen? You'll do the homework. I already know. Okay, but come on in, right? And let's do a test. And you think I can't make you?
It's true, again. All right, and then also in Inner You, there's a whole buddy system, so you really can buddy up, because what you'll learn in Inner You is that we all humans suck at keeping a promise to ourselves. We really don't care. We don't mind feeling bad about how much we self-sabotage our dreams and know what to do and still don't do it.
Yeah.
But if you actually have a buddy, it's harder to suck for them, right? We're that kind of being also. Right, yeah. We would go support them, cheerlead them. So we give you the opportunity and highly recommend you buddy up and don't do it alone, so that you two can cheerlead each other on, right? Because you'll do it for them, you should not.
And you have a theory, just because I've never done it before, does that mean I'll never do it again? The answer is no. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that. This is really like, but you gotta go, okay.
Right.
Gear it up again. I'm not going to disappoint myself. This is the time. These are the people. This is the place. Mwah.
Yes. All right, we're getting the wrap up. But did you see how excited we were about the live question?
She said a big thank you.
So please keep sending them in, because you'll see how excited we get. A live one, Lauren.
They're actually in that little iPhone looking, like we're just looking at some weird iPhones.
Right. All right, so if you want to sign up for Inner You and be in Lauren's masterclass, do that before June 1st. There's a coupon. It'll be in the bio on Instagram and in our comments on Facebook. So there's like $75 off of Inner You. So jump in and go look Lauren in the eye and tell her you did do that.
And we're testing it. I'm going to make new stuff up. Trust me. Show up. It will rock.
It's very true. So thank you and see you soon.